Okay, let's move on to Donatello here. Um, Donatello, the artist, whatever he was, he was actually 66 years old when Leonardo da Vinci was born. So you got a 66. He died in 1466. So you have your other 66. So I was just kind of down here the history of him, whatever. It says in the Donatello one shot, Donatello encounters an artist Kirby, a homage to the comic artist Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby died on February 6th, 1994. February 6th is the 37th day of the year. Also died in Thousand Oaks, California, which, again, is on the 118th degree west. In the 1987 cartoon, Barry Gordon was Donatello, and he was born on 12/21. And I just talked about the Sheldon. I actually watched that episode tonight on the Big Bang Theory, and it's episode 77, I believe. And he talks about binary code and some other things when Sheldon explains the 73s. But yeah, 73 is the 21st prime number, and 37 is the 12th prime number. So you got your 12/21, 1948, which I believe, yes, 1948, he'll be 66 years old on that day, on December 12th of this year. In Turtles Forever, Donatello is voiced by Tony Salerno. Tony Salerno was born November 18th. So you got your 11/18 or your 1118, 888. November 18th is also the 322nd day of the year, 322. In the next mutation, he's voiced by Jason Gray Stanford, who is 44 years old. In the 2003 animated series, he's voiced by Sam Riegel, and he was born on October 9th, 1976. He is 38 years old, and on October 9th, there's 83 days left in the year. So you got your mirror, 83 days left. He's 38 years old. It also says here that he actually witnessed the World Trade Center attacks, and he's recorded it in a bunch of documentaries and stuff. I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then in the original Ninja Turtles movie, the first film, and the third one, the Turtles where they go back in time, the voice of Donatello was Corey Feldman. Now you got your picture here with him doing the victory peace sign, the 22222. Anyway, I mean, there's not a whole lot about him. Like, I guess 71, I've seen a lot, but it doesn't really go with this. But Corey Feldman in general does. I mean, like, he's a good friend with Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson, everybody knows, was surrounded by stuff. But Corey Feldman, I'm pretty sure he just wrote a book like a year ago, saying that Michael Jackson was actually the good guy and helping him, because there's a lot of like other pedophiles and crazy people who make the younger kids in Hollywood do things, and he had, and Michael Jackson actually was somebody who was protecting him. Just found that weird. But I scrolled down just whatever to look at his movies. I mean, Goonies for sure. But he's also in his first movie was Time After Time. So you got a time reference. Then he was in the Friday the 13th, the one called A New Beginning, and the eights supposedly represent new beginnings. He was Copper in The Fox and the Hound, which is a Saturn reference. License to Drive. I know maybe I didn't make a video. I had planned on it. there was a whole bunch of stuff in this movie. It came out in 1988, and it was with, he also had Corey Haim in it, the two Coreys. Could probably make a whole freaking another video just on him and Corey Haim alone. Like Corey Haim, who knows? I can't remember what he even died from, or what they supposedly said he died from. But he was supposed to play River Phoenix's part in Stand By Me, and he took a different role or whatever. Oh, Lucas is what it was. And then River Phoenix died of supposed drug overdose at age 23, and like I said, I can make a whole other video, but just wanted to point out the significance that Donatello was him. And what I just found really interesting was because Michelangelo was the one who died at age 88. When you look at the original cartoon series, Donatello is definitely the guy who deals with time and time travel. I mean, and I don't know, I just thought it was Michelangelo when I first read Michelangelo 88, but Donatello's all about the time travel. Okay, so, and also, the new movie, he was portrayed by Jeremy Howard. He was born on the 202nd day of the year, so that's your 22 reference. He's been active since 1992, with 22 years ago. He was born in Burbank, California, which is on the 118th degree west. It says his dad, is Joe Howard, an actor. Joe Howard was born on November 24th, 1948, and he's 66 years old. November 24th, there is 37 days left until the end of the year. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the cartoon series, the 1987 cartoon series. I just wanted to throw this in here because I thought of Turtle Wax, and I know they wax their shell or whatever. And so Turtle Wax, it says, was actually founded in 1941, which is 73 years ago. Just thought that was funny, so I throw it in there. Okay, so the 1987 TV series, the cartoon, it says the pilot was shown during the week of December 14th, 1987. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, they did 5 episodes until December 18th, 1987. And then it says, and the show began its official run on October 1st, 1988. So you got October 1st, 1988 was when it was its second season, but it was its official run, and it started on Saturday morning at that time too. It says right here. The show was in Saturday morning syndication from October 1st, whatever. But the first season ended on December 18th, 1987. 288 days later, it started on its second season on October 1st, 1988. The show had a running time of 22 minutes. And it says the original run was December 14th, 1987 to November 2nd, 1996. Another 22, 11, 2. So I figured let's take a look at the episode list here of the series. There's a ton of stuff about X too. Dimension X is big in Ninja Turtles, and X is Antichrist. So I have videos explaining it in the past or whatever. But anyway, let's scroll down here. The 37th episode is called Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers. Now, I had a video about the movie The Faculty and the invasion of the body snatchers that they talk about in Jack Finney. And I mean, look at this here. This episode came out on November 14th, 1989. November 14th, 1989. Jack Finney was born on October 2nd, 1911. This could literally be 8-2, 2 8s, and then you're 9/11, and then November 14th is when he died of 95. Which is wow. It's actually your 95 is actually nine sets of 5 or whatever. So it's actually encoded 666. But November 14th is the same day that he died, and this episode that is mocking, or not really mocking, but it's playing on the words of his book, came out the same day that he died, 6 years before he died. And his book came out in 1955, which is 59. Okay. His book came out in 1955, which is 59 years ago. And then you go back to him. So you got your 59, which is actually just a reverse 95. Sorry, my mic was cutting out. Hopefully that got in there. So let's keep scrolling here. Let's look at the 73rd episode. The 73rd episode is the 8th episode of the 4th season. And it's called Rondo in New York. And the first thing I thought of was the basketball player, Rajon Rondo. He doesn't play in New York. He plays in Boston. But that's the only Rondo I've ever heard of in my entire life. Rondo in New York. Wow. Rajon Rondo was also just recently in the news because he had a dinner with Kobe Bryant, and that was a big deal, because they're trying to bring him to LA, I guess. That's what the article was talking about. Anyway, look at this here. He was born on February 22nd, which is 2/22. So Rondo plays for the Boston Celtics, and they don't play the New York Knicks in New York until February 3rd, which is 2/3 of next year, 23. But the whole, I guess, can't even remember here. Yeah, because the episode was called Rondo in New York. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going to somehow get traded to New York, but I wouldn't put it past anything. I mean, I really don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, so this would be the only time that he would be in New York is February 3rd. I mean, to play. But what's interesting is they do play the Knicks in a few days here in Boston. It's actually on 12/12. So, I mean, the December 21st is 21/12, and then you got 12/12. They play the Knicks, and they also played them in preseason. Which here's where I think it's interesting. They played both times in Boston too, but they did play the Knicks twice in preseason, and they played them on October 8th, 8/8, and October 11th. So 8/11, and then so you got an 8/8, 8/11, and then another 8/11. That's strange to me. It just blows my mind. What are the odds? He was also drafted in 2006, which is 8 years ago. All right, well, I'm going to go a little more in depth in these episodes, but for the end of this video, I'm just going to show you the names of them here. The 88th episode. Now, 88, you're telling me it doesn't deal with time travel? None of these episodes up to here until the 88th episode deal with anything about time. The 88th episode is called Donatello Makes Time, and it's about him making an invention that stops time. 22 episodes later, Donatello's Bad Time. Episode 106, Once Upon a Time Machine.